that every square matrix can be uniquely expressed as sum of Hermitian, skew Hermitian, or show that every square matrix can be uniquely expressed as sum of symmetric and skew symmetric matrix. Both the statements are very much important. Any of the statement may ask, and what I told you that is I'm just having solution for this statement is where I'm writing value for P, where I'm writing value for Q. P is equal to 1 by 2 A plus A transpose, Q is equal to 1 by 2 A minus A transpose. Similar type of proof, same proof I will go for, only replacing transpose by what? Theta. This we will go for replacing transpose by theta. So whenever I am having statement, show that every square matrix can be uniquely expressed as sum of Hermitian and skew Hermitian matrix. I will write value for P as 1 by 2 A plus A raised to theta. I will write value for Q as 1 by 2 A minus A raised to theta. I am showing P transposes P, but in place of transpose, what I'm going to show? I will going to show P raised to theta as P, Q raised to theta as minus Q. Yes, and further I'm just going for showing uniqueness there. Yes, I was gone for showing uniqueness there. So what I look for previous example, a similar solution, same solution is here till uniqueness also from first step to last step. Only what I told you that you have to replace that transpose by theta and the other things are same one. Other things and same one. And what I'm using the concept, I use the concept transpose of certain matrix is that matrix itself. In the similar manner, a raised to theta, two times whenever I'm applying theta to certain matrix, then I'm getting my matrix as it is. That concept you have to consider there. Yes. So like that way, I'm just going for. Now these two statements, yesterday I was gone for 2:15 to 3:15 lecture. Yes. Now I am just going for one more statement. See, there are different types of two more statements are there. Little bit change in the answer. So that you have to go for nicely, so that while writing solution you will not get confused. Yes. So what I'm going for next, third statement. See, I was gone for first, second. Now I'm just going for third statement. Yes. So any of the statement may ask. According to that, only value depends on values of P and Q. You have to get the correct answer. If you are making mistake while writing value for P and Q, P and Q incorrect, you will not get correct solution there. Yes. What I'm having third statement. Third statement is show that every square matrix can be uniquely expressed as, now they mention P plus IQ. Yes, where what they mention now, P and Q are Hermitian matrices. Now what I have to prove? I have to prove that A is equal to P plus IQ. See, what I'm going for, A is equal to P plus IQ. But what I want now, I want P and Q both should be Hermitian. Yes. So I am what I require now. I require P and Q both should be Hermitian. So how I'll go for previous statement, I already proved P is Hermitian. Yes. So I'll keep value for P as it is. Yes. For previous example, see here in this slide. Yes. Here in this slide, I took P is equal to 1 by 2 A plus A raised to theta for previous example. And I show P is Hermitian. Same value I have to take for this solution also. I'm keeping value for P as 1 by 2 A plus A raised to theta as it is, because I will going to show P as Hermitian. Same thing, half part I'll repeat. Yes. Now what I want to show in previous solution, I am showing Q is Q Hermitian. So I am making little bit change here. Previously I took one Q as 1 by 2 A minus A raised to theta. Yes, what I am making change here for this particular type of example, I am making little bit change as in place of taking Q as 1 by 2 A minus A raised to theta, I am writing Q as 1 upon 2 I A minus A raised to theta here. Yes, I am just writing q as 1 upon 2I a minus a raised to theta here. Yes. So I am having p as 1 by 2 a plus a raised to theta. I am writing q as 1 upon 2I a minus a raised to theta. Yes. So a half part for showing p as Hermitian is repeat. Is repeat. So you will going to take p raised to theta, that is 1 by 2, you will going to keep that as constant. Yes, you will going to keep 1 by 2 constant as it is. You will just apply theta for a plus a raised to theta. Yes, and you will get the same thing here. So p raised to theta is equal to p I am having. Yes. Now what I want to make change, what I'm having change here, now I have to show q raised to theta as q, then only I am getting matrix is Hermitian. Yes. So how I'm going to show it? I am just applying 1 upon 2I. I am substituting value for q as 1 upon 2I a minus a raised to theta whole raised to theta here. Yes. So now I'll go for applying a minus a raised to theta, and definitely I'll get this as a raised to theta minus 2 times of theta for a. It will be definitely a raised to theta minus a. Yes, but when I'm just going for applying, see here, I have to apply theta for 1 upon 2I. Yes, so whenever I'm applying theta for, yes, my screen is not visible. Which division? A division. What is your name? What is your name? Huh? Yatisha, I am checking whether I share my screen or not for A division. And I have to check. But none of the other students are saying me anything regarding screen. A division student, already my screen, I shared my screen. So A division student, can you Arey, what is my question? What I'm asking, whether my screen is visible. Yes. Okay, Yatisha, please pin my presentation. See, there it is written Vaishali Bokade, your presentation. Pin here so that you can view my. But other students can view my screen. How you can't? Just go for your net connection properly. Please check it. Yes, I'm just saying like that way only because all of the students can view it. B division, can you see my screen
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
presentation?
ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes.
Let us continue with the thing where I was here actually. I want to show q raised to theta as q here because I have to prove q to be Hermitian. Yes. So what I'm going for, I am applying theta for 1 upon 2I. I am going for apply theta for a minus a raised to theta also. Yes. So a minus a raised to theta, I'm just discarding the thing by writing a raised to theta minus a raised to theta theta. So a raised to theta theta will be a. So I am having a raised to theta minus a. Yes. Now I think regarding coefficient. Yes, I am having coefficient as 1 upon 2I. It is not real number. Now it is complex number. So everybody will not going to forget to apply theta for 1 upon 2I. Remember, everybody have to apply theta for 1 upon 2I. Why it is? Because 1 upon 2I is not real number, but it is complex number. That's why. Yes. So numerator is constant. You will going to apply theta for denominator 1 upon 2I. Sorry, 2I. And we know that we can't take theta means transpose conjugate. You can't take transpose of 2I. So you will going to take only conjugate of 2I and it is written as minus 2I. So I have to write here actually minus 1 upon 2I. I forgot to write here 2I. I forgot to write here 2I in the denominator. So my coefficient becomes minus 1 upon 2I. Remember this thing. I'm multiplying -1 inside, so that now my next term is 1 upon 2i a minus a raised to theta, which is q. So like that way, I am just proving q raised to theta as q, which is Hermitian. So both P and Q are Hermitian matrices. Yes. So only half part you will going to check. Yes, you will going to write it. Yes, what I'm having difference between previous example and this example, p value remains as it is, q value only I'm making change it as 1 upon 2i a minus a raised to theta, and according to that we're getting p raised to theta as p and q raised to theta as q, and I'm showing p and q are Hermitian. Yes, for uniqueness, in place of considering a as p plus iq, what I'll consider, I'm considering a as r plus is, where I am considering r raised to theta as r, s raised to theta as s, because what I'm considering r and s both are Hermitian by contradictory. Yes, and what I'm going for now, I am just finding value for a raised to theta. Yes, so a raised to theta is a is nothing but r plus r plus is raised to theta, r raised to theta is r, and why I'm writing minus is, somebody will going to explain me why I'm writing
Because
minus is.
because is a complex noun.
Yeah, oh, I read. No, students, I am applying I raised to theta into s raised to theta, student. Yes, I raised to theta into s raised to theta. So s raised to theta will be s only, and I raised to
I
theta will
raised to theta
become
is
minus I. So like that way. Yes, like that way, explanation I needed actually. So I hope most of you are eager to give answer. So I hope everybody understand the thing. So a raised to theta, I'm getting it in terms of r minus is. I am having a is r plus is. So I'm having value for p as 1 by 2 a plus a raised to theta. Now, next step is I have to show p is nothing but r and q is nothing but s. Yes. So I am just writing value for p as 1 by 2 a plus a raised to theta, substituting value for p a as r plus is, a raised to theta as r minus is. So you are getting value for p is nothing but r, and q is equal to 1 upon 2i. Yes, 1 upon 2i. None of you will going to forget a minus a raised to theta, substituting value for a raised to theta, and you will get this is twice I s in this bracket. So 1 upon, yes, again I forgot. I'm sorry. Again, I forgot to write this coefficient properly. Printing mistake. I'm sorry. While typing mistake, I not write here 1 upon 2i actually. Yes, here it should be 1 upon 2. I'm sorry, student. I have to write 1 upon 2i, r plus is minus r plus is. So it becomes twice is upon 2i. So 2i will get cancelled. You will have value for s only. Yes, so like that way, p is equal to r and q is equal to s. This in this manner, uniqueness is proved here. Yes, so like that way, you will going to use the previous statement half for showing p to be Hermitian, and you will write value for q properly as 1 upon 2i a minus a raised to theta, and definitely because of this coefficient 1 upon 2i you are getting q raised to theta as q here. For the uniqueness, you will consider contradictory statement a is equal to r plus is, and you are getting r is to theta. You are getting p is equal to r and q is equal to s. Like that way, I have to go for. Yes. Now I have to go further. Yes. Now I have to go further. One more statement. One more statement. See, these similar type of things I'm just going for here. So some of you may confuse. Just take screenshot, or else today here itself I will going to post it in Google Classroom here. So you will going to understand the things, and then you can go for attend my lecture. Yes, so that some of you may recall the things properly. Yes. Now here for this slide, is here for this slide, some of the things are missing here. So let me go for one more Word file. So I'm taking a Word file here so that you can understand the things. I hope this Word file is visible to you. Yes. Yes. Now just look at the screen, this Word file, and what I'm writing actually, because there it is not visible. That's why I'm just showing it. I'm just taking a complex number. See, it is needed for next example here. What I'm writing z is equal to x plus I y. Yes, I'm just writing z is equal to x plus iy. So I'm just going for. So what should I have for? It is capital. I'm sorry, it is capital I is small I and y is capital. Yes. So whenever I'm just going for z conjugate, what I'll have value for z conjugate, student? What I'll have value for z conjugate?
X minus
Yes. So, yes, I want to share with these things. So, I'm having Z conjugate as. So, I'm having Z conjugate is equal to X, and somebody wants to enter my class. This way, Z conjugate is equal to X minus Iy. Yes. So here I'm having Z is equal to X plus Iy. I am having Z conjugate is equal to X minus Iy. So what I'll have Z plus Z conjugate, student? Yes. What I'll have value for Z plus Z conjugate?
2x.
2x.
Yes,
2x.
I'm having this is
2x.
2x. And what I'm having Z minus Z conjugate? Yes. So I am
2y.
having Z plus Z conjugate here. Z conjugate is equal to, I am having twice x. Yes. And I am just going for Z minus Z conjugate is twice I y. Yes. Everybody look for this. This I is actually small, but while going for typing it in small later, just look it properly. So, see here, I want to go for showing this thing. Why? Because, see here, what I'm just going for, whenever I'm just adding complex number and its complex conjugate, I am having purely real number. Whether you're getting me, and that real number is 2x. Yes. Whenever I'm just going for z minus z conjugate, I am having twice iy. Yes. I am having this is twice iy. But when I'm just going for z minus z conjugate upon 2i, then is what I'll have whenever I'm having is what I'm
Real
having.
number.
I am just going for z minus this z conjugate. Z minus this Z conjugate upon 2 I am just going for, consider it is small one. So what I'll have this is equal to y. Yes, I am having this is nothing but it is equal to y. Why I'm just saying y is real number, because I is not added or not multiplied by this y. Yes. So whenever I'm just going for z plus z conjugate, I am having real number, and when I'm just going for z minus z conjugate upon 2i, that is also a real number. This concept I have to use it for going for next statement, and what I'm having next statement. Yes, so now I have to use this only I wrote it here, this part, and this is not visible, that I have to take this word file. Yes. Now my next statement is show that every Hermitian matrix A can be expressed as B plus IC, where what I require, B is real symmetric matrix and C is real skew symmetric matrix I have to prove. Yes. Now read this statement again and again. I am just showing all the solution here, but before looking for the solution step by step, look for the statement again and again. Show that every Hermitian matrix A, I am having the given thing is A is Hermitian matrix. Yes, and what I have to prove? I have to prove A is equal to B plus IC, where I require this B matrix to be real symmetric and C matrix to be real skew symmetric. A, B and C, I require both should be real matrices. Real matrices means what, students? All entries of B should be real only. Yes, all entries of C should be real only. How I can have that? See, how I can have that? I am just using this concept. Yes, which concept? This concept I'm using. This concept I'm using for showing B and C should be real. Now I'm just going for here. Yes. So how I'm using this concept? I am just writing value for B as A plus A conjugate upon 2. Yes, A plus A conjugate upon 2. I am just writing B matrix as A1 upon 2 A plus A conjugate. Yes, I am writing C matrix as 1 upon 2I A minus A conjugate. Why I am writing conjugate here? Because I require B and C should be real matrices. As they are mentioned, A is Hermitian matrix. It implies that A is complex matrix. Yes, as A is Hermitian matrix means its entries, its combination of real and complex numbers. So as it is a combination of real and complex numbers, it implies B matrix. For writing B matrix, I can write B is equal to 1 by 2 A plus A conjugate. I can write value for C as 1 upon 2I A minus A conjugate. Whether you're getting me, B and C to be real matrices? Yes. So like that way, I am having B and C are real matrices here. Yes. Now, is it clear up to this? Any doubt till B and C to be real matrices? Any doubt any here? Anybody, those who are having doubt, please unmute. And for doubt, just look at this. I'm taking Z is X plus IY, Z conjugate as X minus IY, so that I can have Z plus Z conjugate upon 2 is X, Z minus Z conjugate upon 2I is Y, so that I'm having X and Y is purely real number. Similar concept, I'm using it here. Yes. Now, now like that way, I am just consider, see, whenever I'm having this new expression here, just go for considering value for B and C as 1 upon 2 A plus A conjugate, C as 1 upon 2I A minus A conjugate. When I'll use these values, when they're asking us to show B is real symmetric and C is real skew symmetric, then only you will go for this. Or else you just look for the statement and according to that write values of B and C properly. Based on this only your whole solution will be. If you are making mistake while writing B and C, you will not get correct solution there. Yes. Now further, what I have to show after deciding values of B and C, what I have to go further? I have to show B to be symmetric, C to be skew symmetric. How I'm just going for. Yes, B, I have to show B to be symmetric means I will going to show B transpose as B and C transpose as minus C, so that I can have skew symmetric for C and symmetric for B. Yes, now I am just going for B transpose. Yes, how I'm just going for B transpose is equal to substituting value for B as 1 by 2 A plus A conjugate whole transpose. Yes. So I am keeping this 1 by 2 constant as it is. I am applying transpose for A also and for conjugate also. So here in this, just look for my cursor properly. If you are not concentrating, you will not get the things. Concentrate for my cursor, student, then only you will get it. 1 by 2 A transpose plus A conjugate transpose. Yes. So in next step, what I'm keeping 1 by 2 constant as it is. A transpose also I'm keeping this as it is. And the thing arise here, we know that A transpose conjugate is nothing but A raised to theta. A transpose conjugate is nothing but A raised to theta. Yes. So A raised to theta, I am just writing it here. A transpose, I am keeping it as it is. Yes. But what I know that I am having A is Hermitian matrix. So I have to replace A raised to theta by A. So that's why I am just writing this A raised to theta is A in next step. Yes, 1 by 2 A transpose plus A. Yes, some of you are considering while writing solution in answer sheet, they are considering now my answer is over. They left the things as it is and you will get only half marks. Yes. So further, what I want to show, actually, I want to show B transpose as B. I want to show B is equal to 1 by 2 A plus A conjugate, not transpose. I'm not looking, I'm not getting any transpose here. Sorry, I'm not having any conjugate here. So conjugate, I have to write it. I will not going to touch now for this A. In place of that, I'm using this A transpose. I have to introduce conjugate. So how I'm just using it? Now look at my cursor properly. I'm just coming up to here. 1 by 2. Now what I'm doing, how I'm making thing, I'm just writing in place of A transpose. How I'm writing? I'm just writing A raised to theta transpose. Why I'm doing this thing, student? Why I'm doing this? Remember here. Yes, remember here, I have to introduce conjugate. So how I can introduce conjugate with the help of theta only? I can go for, I'm having only one way to introduce conjugate by theta. How I'm just introducing here? See, I am having A transpose. So base I am having A, and as A is Hermitian, I can replace this base A by A raised to theta. Yes. So this base A, I am just replacing it by A raised to theta, and upside I'm having transpose, I'm keeping this as it is. Now just tell me whether you are getting me, student.
Ma'am,
Yes, whether you are
Yes, ma'am.
getting me.
Yes, ma'am.
ma'am,
Yes. See, there I am having base as A and index I'm having transpose. So base I am just replacing A by A raised to theta because A is Hermitian. That's why I am just writing base as A raised to theta and transpose. Yes. But actually I'm having value for theta is transpose conjugate. So I'm just replacing A raised to theta raised to transpose base. I'm just replacing A raised to theta. Value for theta is transpose conjugate, and you can see A transpose conjugate, and again I'm having transpose. So what I'm doing, 2 transpose. So as I'm having 2 transpose, so matrix will be as it is. And what is now my matrix? Now my matrix is A conjugate. So that's why I am having in next step 1 by 2, both the transpose will cancel with each other, and I'm getting my matrix as A conjugate plus A. That's why I'm writing it here. 1 by 2, A plus A conjugate is equal to B. Again, I started with B transpose, I'm getting it as B. So B is symmetric. Now, whether you're getting me, people, whether you're getting me this.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So here the star step, what you will going to remember? You will going to remember what I have to consider value for B and C. Very important thing, write value for B as 1 by 2 A plus A conjugate, write value for C as 1 upon 2I A minus A conjugate. Then definitely you will start with B transpose. You will come up to this, and after that you have to remember that base A, you will going to write it as B A raised to theta. And theta you will write it as transpose conjugate. Is transpose conjugate of transpose, which is nothing but conjugate, and you will have value B there. Yes. So if you are getting the things, then we'll go further. We have to show again one more thing. Now here for the statement, uniqueness will not be given, so we don't require to prove uniqueness. Let us go for proving now C to be skew symmetric. Now I have to show C to be skew symmetric. Let us go further. Yes, I have to show C to be skew symmetric. Let us go for C transpose 1 upon 2i A minus A conjugate transpose. So 1 upon 2i will not going to touch for this 1 upon 2i. I am having transpose here, so I am keeping 1 upon 2i. Transpose of that will remain as it is. Yes, so I am applying transpose for A transpose, A conjugate transpose, A transpose. We are keeping this as it is. Middle minus sign, we have to keep that as it is. And A conjugate transpose. So I'm having A raised to theta, and A raised to theta is A. Yes. So what I done in previous step for B in a similar manner, I'm just going here. Yes. Now 1 upon 2i A transpose minus A will not going to touch this A. Now what will going to replace here? A transpose, again this base A I have to replace it by theta. So I'm replacing base A by A raised to theta, and now the time comes where I require replacing theta by A transpose conjugate. Yes, I'm replacing theta by A transpose conjugate. One more transpose is already there, so 2 transpose arises here. So those will going to cancel with each other, and I'm having 1 upon 2i A conjugate minus A. Yes, that I'm writing it here. I am having minus A here, and 2 transpose of A conjugate remains A conjugate. So again, I made printing mistake. 1 upon 2i, it should be here 1 upon 2i minus A plus A conjugate. Just go for taking minus sign outside. I am having 1 upon 2i A minus A conjugate, which is nothing but minus C. I'm sorry, again, I made lots of mistakes. So before posting the thing, I have to make correction here, then only I can post it. Otherwise, you will consider that as it is. So let me give some time to make correction in my PPT, then only I can post it. Yes, so I was started with C transpose. I'm coming up to minus C. It implies that C is skew symmetric. Yes, now tell me your doubts. Doubts, students, doubts. Those who are having doubts till this, unmute. Doubts? Any doubts here for this example? So yesterday we will look for 2 statements. Today again we will look for 2 statements. Based on that only we will have one of the statement and university end exam or in class test 1. Yes. First statement, today which statements we were gone for in place of going for yesterday's. Today which statements I was gone for? See, I am going for show that every square matrix can be expressed as P plus IQ, where I require value for P and Q both to be Hermitian. So I took P as 1 by 2 A plus A raised to theta. I am considering Q as 1 upon 2i A minus A raised to theta. There, you will write value for P and Q properly. And according to that, you are showing P raised to theta as P, Q raised to theta as Q again. Yes, and again you have to show uniqueness for this statement. Yes, and one more statement. I'm sorry, where I came. Sorry. And again, one more thing. I have to look for this. Yes. This again, we were gone for one more statement. Show that every Hermitian yes, this one more statement I am going for. Show that every Hermitian matrix A can be expressed as B plus IC, where I require B and C, both the matrices to be real. B should be symmetric, C should be skew symmetric. We have gone for this. And you will not going to forget, you have to write value for B as 1 by 2 A plus A conjugate. You will write value for C as 1 upon 2i A minus A conjugate. Yes. So we were gone for B transpose as B, and don't forget to write this base as A raised to theta. So as you are replacing theta by transpose conjugate, you will have 2 transpose, and that's why conjugate term introduced here. Similar is the way for C. Is we have to show C transpose as minus C here. So you will going to keep 1 by 2 and 1 upon 2i as it is, apply transpose for both the elements A minus A conjugate, and like that way we are getting value for C transpose as minus C. Yes. Tell me doubts.
Ma'am, in
Any
that,
doubt? Yes.
yeah, ma'am, the second line which you have written 1 by 2i bracket a raised to theta, which is that conjugate thing. How did you get that a raised to theta conjugate thing?
That I'm telling you, na. That I'm telling you. See, in above first statement, what I wrote 1 upon 2i A transpose minus A. So what we will going to do for this A transpose? I, in place of transpose, what I want to introduce, I want to introduce a conjugate term. How I'm introducing a conjugate term? This base A, I have to write it as A raised to theta. Why? Because I'm having my matrices Hermitian. So I can replace this A by A raised to theta. Yes. Upside, I am having index as transpose, that I am keeping this as it is. Only I am replacing A as A raised to theta. Yes. Because as A is Hermitian, that's why I can write it this. Yes. So A raised to theta base remains as it is, transpose also remains as it is. But what I'm having theta, I am having theta is nothing but transpose conjugate. Yes. So I am just going for transpose conjugate and again transpose. Yes. So that's why two transpose appears, and those two transpose can be cancelled with each other. Matrix will remain as it is, and that matrix is A conjugate. That's why I'm having A conjugate here. Yes. So these types of statements are there. Those who want to take, just go for taking screenshot, because this is your homework. Similar type of example I'm having here. Everybody have to go for all the four and this fifth statement, because definitely one of the questions will going to ask based on this. Yes. So that just take screenshot of this. Show that every skew Hermitian matrix A can be expressed as B plus IC, where B is real symmetric and C is real skew symmetric. Yes. You will going to show B and C as real matrices. What you require? You require B to be skew symmetric now and C to be symmetric. Everybody will going to try for this example. As I was gone for this, I'm sorry, which is my slide number? Yes. You will going to use this for going for this statement, for this homework statement. Yes, everybody have to try for this. Just take screenshot. This is your today's homework. Try for this.
Yesterday gave the homework about the A is a skew of Hermitian matrix and prove that I is Hermitian. But that you can explain because you were not sharing the screen.
Okay. At that time, I didn't share my screen. Okay. So, see, so may I post this in Google Classroom so that you can refer this PPT? Okay. Today only I'll post this PPT. But see, as I'm in college and this PPT is in college, and I can't change this PPT because my device is changed. These are not the things regarding with you. There is small mistake here. So can you just make correction by yourself? This place I must have to write 1 upon 2i. Whether all of you consider this 1 upon 2i, you have to write it here. Here also you have to write 1 upon 2i A minus A conjugate and write here minus C. That if you're going to consider these mistakes, if you'll make correction by yourself, then I'll directly post it today. Yes. Okay. Now I am just going for quickly for the next thing, because I want to complete the things what I targeted. I want to go for next thing. Yes. So see, this was your homework, and now I have to go for this actually. See, at the started yesterday or day before yesterday, I shared with you two definitions. One of the definition is orthogonal matrix, and second definition for unitary matrix. Yes, for orthogonal matrix is a real square matrix, and it should satisfy the condition A into A transpose as I, or I'm having A transpose as A. So whenever pseudo matrix satisfies this, I'm calling that matrix is orthogonal matrix. And for that orthogonal matrix, I'm having A transpose A. So small examples will be there. One of the example I want to share with you. I am having this type of examples which may be asked for 5 marks in university exams in classes. What you are going to remember? You will going to remember only for statement of orthogonal matrix. Which condition it should satisfy? It should satisfy A into A transpose I, or A transpose into A and I. So for orthogonal matrix, we are having inverse is transpose of that matrix. Yes. I want to share with you one of the examples here. Let us go to quickly last example, today's last example. Check that this matrix A is orthogonal. Yes, I am having this 3 by 3 real matrix. So what I am going to do, I will going to check it. Yes, I will going to check it. What I am doing, I am having this A matrix. I will go for multiplying A. I am taking transpose, and I am just going for A into A transpose. Multiplication of matrix A and its transpose. Yes, I am just going for 3 by 5 matrix into 3 by 5 matrix. Multiplication of two matrices. I am not going to explain all of you how to do multiplication and all these things. So everybody know how to multiply these matrices. So I am just getting this new matrix. Yes. Whenever you will go for multiplying this matrix A and transpose, you will have this 3 by 5 matrix. Whether it is identity matrix, student? Yes. Whether it is identity matrix? No, it is not identity matrix. It's diagonal entries. We are finding it as 81, 81, 81. So that's why I write it is not orthogonal matrix. So my question to check whether this matrix is orthogonal or not, and I am not getting this matrix is orthogonal. Yes. So sometimes they may ask you how to convert this matrix to be orthogonal. How I can convert this matrix to be orthogonal? So how I can convert it? Yes. So what I am doing first, I am just taking, see, from this matrix, I am going to take 81 common from all elements. When I am going to take 81 common from all elements, I can write 81 into 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. That I am writing it here. Yes. I am just having left hand side A into A transpose as it is equal to 81 into now it is I3. And now I am dividing both the sides by 81. And how I am writing 81? I am just writing 81 as 1 upon 81 as 1 by 9 into A and 1 by 9 into A transpose. And whenever, see, like that way, right hand side, I can have identity matrix when in place of A, if my matrix is 1 by 9 into A, then only I can have my matrix is orthogonal. Because see, what I'm doing, if I'll go for taking transpose of this matrix now, what I'll get, I'll keep this 1 by 9 as it is, I'll go for taking transpose of that, and I'll definitely have 1 by 9 into 1 by 9, and these two matrices will be getting 81, 0, 0, 0, 81, 0, and 0, 0, 81, and definitely it will be converted to identity. Yes. So how I can convert this given matrix to be orthogonal? If I multiply this given matrix by 1 by 9, definitely you will get that matrix is orthogonal. So like that way, I am just having this last example here. Yes. So they may ask you to check whether this matrix is orthogonal or not. If it is not orthogonal, then how to convert the matrix to be orthogonal? So like that way, we will be taking 81 common, divide by the set by 81, and just write 1 by 81 and 1 by 9 into A, 1 by 9 into A conjugate. So just multiply given matrix A by 1 by 9, and definitely you will get that given matrix to be orthogonal. Is any doubt here? Any doubt? Is any doubt here? If you are having any doubt, just ask. Otherwise, I have to stop share my screen and I have to go for taking attendance. Any doubt? Okay, I'm just stop sharing my screen.